Hey y'all, welcome to Freedom Makers. I'm Amanda. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about a U-Pick experience. So if you've never been to a U-Pick farm before, I would first of all highly recommend you do so. Not only is it very rewarding to be picking your own fruits and veggies, but you also can pay much less by doing it yourself than you can at going to a grocery store, because you're essentially cutting out like 3 different middlemen. So once you find a U-Pick farm in your area, first of all you need to decide when you're going, obviously. And you definitely need to check the weather forecast. So I usually check the night before and then the morning of, so that I kind of know what to expect. If it's going to be super hot or whatever, I like to know that in advance. One of the best things you can bring with you to a U-Pick farm is a hat. So this guy is not very attractive. He looks a little silly, but he is great because, okay, so the wide brim protects your face. If you're anything like me, you have lots of freckles and they get way dark when you get in the sun at all. That's how my face is. So anyway, this is great because it has a string and you can do like so. So you can do like so and it'll protect your neck. I highly recommend that because especially at the place where I go to do blueberries, the sun, the way the rows are set up, the sun hits you on one side and then it blinds you in the face on the other side. So a hat is great for both sides because you can flop it down like this and protect your neck on the one side, and then on the other side you can put it over your head and use the brim to protect your eyes, because it's when the sun is going directly into your eyes, it's really hard to see all the big ones up top. So a hat is essential in my opinion. And sunglasses don't stay on very well when you're up and in there and picking for berries, and so this is great to have a string. The other thing you're going to want is your own buckets. Most places provide buckets for you to pick with, and a lot of the times those have strings so you can put it around your neck or whatever while you're picking and use both hands. But you need something to take your haul in, right? So if you're driving more than an hour or so, I would recommend a cooler. I'm about 45 minutes away from my U-Pick farm, so I don't really use a cooler most of the time. I just use 5-gallon buckets when I go, and I line those with trash bags so that when I take them into the house, if there's a leak in the bottom or anything, it kind of prevents that, and those work out great. Another thing you've really got to think about is hydration. So especially if you're bringing little kids with you, you want to stay hydrated. I usually bring a canteen with me. And it's like yay tall, holds about half a gallon, and I usually drink the whole thing in the 3 hours that I'm there, and then I fill up after I leave. I stop somewhere and fill it up with water again. So you want to stay really hydrated because you are going to sweat buckets out there, even if you go really early. So I usually end up staying from about 7 to 10 most of the time when I go, and in those 3 hours I feel like I definitely sweat out most of what I drink, because even though it's early, that sun is streaming directly in at those bushes and it gets hot fast, especially when you're up and down. And that brings me to my 4th point. If you're really serious about picking some good berries, you're going to be up and down up in those bushes, because a lot of people at these U-Pick places are lazy. I actually heard a couple women the other day, they were probably in their 70s out there picking in the hot sun, and one lady told the other one, well, I tend to be a lazy berry picker. Once you get to be my age, you get to be lazy. And the other woman just laughed, and it was kind of funny because a lot of the people that go to these places are either people with really little children or older people. There aren't a lot of people my age out there. So usually you have people that are just kind of getting what's easy. But if you're really serious about picking berries and actually providing for your family for the whole berry, to have enough berries for the year like I do, you're going to want to get up in there where nobody else goes. So up underneath the base of the plant, hardly anybody gets on their hands and knees and gets under there. And let me tell you, you will find huge berries. They are a diamond mine up under there. You can just kind of you just kind of squat and look up, and you can see all kinds of berries that nobody gets at. Another good place is at the very top of the plant, so you can pull those branches down without breaking them and usually find some really good ones. I'm talking like quarter-sized berries that have been there for 2 weeks and nobody has picked them. Those are the ones you want because they are the sweetest and the juiciest. So the 3rd place you can go is to the back of the field. So a lot of people pick in the very front, you know, wherever you drive in at, people like to pick what's closest to their car. And a lot of people don't go very far beyond that. I have found that if I go to the very back, the very farthest, I get done much quicker because I pick where nobody else has dared to go. So go where no man has ever gone before. Dun, 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 and pick those berries in the very back because they are easy to get to. You will fill up your buckets way quicker going back there than staying near your car. So use your head and pick where no one else picks and go where no one else has gone, and you will do just fine. Bring your hat and a canteen of water and some sunscreen. If you don't have a really good natural sunscreen, feel free to check out my Etsy shop. I think I only have like 8 jars left this season, and I'm not planning on making any more, so scoop those up if you need a natural source of sunscreen. And the most important thing is just to have fun and get your kids involved. Children love this kind of stuff because it's something they can actually do and they feel like they're helping. So when your children feel like they're a part of something and like they're actually helping to provide for your family, I feel like it instills a sense of responsibility in our children, and that is so important in raising the next generation of true Americans. The world's gotten lazy, friends, and I'm certainly hoping that we can change the outcome of our country by raising a generation that is not lazy and that is respectful and has good morals and good values. And so part of the You Pick experience is getting your kids involved and your grandkids involved and showing them that there is a better way and that they can be responsible for their own future. And I feel like that's the message that taking your kids to a You Pick farm kind of sends. It's not just about going it to have fun, though it is really fun, but there is another subtle message that, hey, this is something I can do to help. Kids love to help. And I feel like when we do everything for our kids, we kind of take away that experience and we kind of stifle that sense of responsibility that they have God-given in them. So go as a family and have some fun, guys. Thanks for stopping by. God bless.